sometimes you didn't put in your best. In this session, we're also going to talk about the things that probably you didn't put in your best for, but not everything was because you didn't put in your best. Some were for you to be able to learn more. There were some lessons in your life that you ought to learn that you had not learned. That's why some things didn't happen at the time you wanted them to happen. That's just it. So, it's just very, very, very important. It's just very, very, very important that you look deeply and you forgive yourself. Because some things probably were not your fault. And be easy on yourself. Because you see, for greater things that God has planned for you to come into your life, you need to purge yourself of these hurts. There are some things that you are taking out on yourself that is not really your fault. It was not supposed to manifest in your life at that point in time. So that's just it. It wasn't for anything, but it was not just supposed to manifest. At that point in time. It was not supposed to manifest. Oh, you might say you worked so hard to keep your job and everything, and you still lost the job. Maybe that was your cue to go start your own business. Just maybe that was your cue. Maybe that was your cue to go start your own invention. Maybe that was a cue. Just maybe. Just maybe. You put a lot into your business, it didn't work out. Maybe that was not just the right business for you. And you saw the signs, but we do a lot of things because of sentiment, not because they are right sometimes. Some things don't have a very clear, sensible justification, but we decide to do them. So maybe that was just it in your case. So as we start the very last month in the year, I want to tell you, most of the things you think that were your fault probably were not your fault. So there is no point beating up yourself about these things because you didn't achieve them. Because when you look at it deeply, there were many things that you did not even project that you achieved that far exceeded your imagination for the year. There were many things that you never thought was going to come, that you put little work into, that you achieved that far exceeded your imagination. So, for the things you didn't achieve, why beat yourself up? I know it's a human thing. We like to push ourselves and we like to think, a lot more needs to come out. But maybe sometimes we just really need to relax and take stock in gratitude of the things we have been able to achieve thus far. And even thank God for the things we never got. And even thank God for the things that we hoped and aspired to get, but we never got. Not all my targets I achieved this year. But there are some other things too that I didn't warrant, but I achieved. Yes, are there some things that you didn't achieve because of your own self? Yes. Sorry about the network. You can see me sweating. I battled the network all over. It's not my fault, Maybe in the new year I'll have to have like 3-4 providers. Are there some things that I battled that I didn't achieve in the new year? Yes. In the old year? Yes. There's so many things. But is it worth it beating yourself about? No. And when you look at it strongly, yes, there are some things that you could have done better, and you know that deep within yourself. Like you could have done some more work as regards. Yes. We all fail ourselves as human beings, so there are some things you fell short that you failed yourself on. Yeah, plausible. But there are some things you tried your best and you didn't just succeed. So in taking stock, 2 things. You need to be able to tell yourself this morning that not everything was my fault. And it's a very hard thing to do for a lot of people. Because there are a lot of people that have been wired to think everything in life was their fault. And that's why this Sunday is going to be a very participatory show. I'll give out the number 0818-099-1991. 0818-099-1991. Not everything was your fault. Some, yes. You can blame yourself for that. But today, let's focus on the things that were not your fault. And let's just focus on those things by saying that probably was how God wanted them, and you had no control over them. And probably in some cases, it was because He wanted something bigger for you than you were thinking. So the earlier you realize that, the better it is, and it helps you just take a back seat to reflect and say to yourself that not really everything was your fault. You did all you could, probably to get pregnant. You did all the IVF this year. You followed all the procedure, but it didn't just stay. And you're beating yourself about it, and you're feeling sorrowful for yourself. You're not cursed, madam. Probably God is saying, I'm going to give you double for your trouble in the new year. I'm going to give you twins. Maybe that's the plan God has for you. Just maybe, you never know. So we should come to that point where we know that based on what we want to achieve, we will never be able to get all what we want to achieve. But there's also an element at which God surprises us as individuals, as human beings. And those are the things that are favors that sometimes, most of the time, we don't even merit. So do we take our time to also celebrate that more importantly? Or is just about our target or nothing? Once we don't hit our targets, then it's been our fault. Yes, you expected the person to be good to you, was wicked to you. Just maybe God is saying that I've got a better person for you. That you will not have to put in the same amount of work you put in as the last person that left you. Just maybe that's the case. Just maybe there was a better opportunity waiting for you. Just maybe. But when we spend our time beating up ourselves, do we really gain anything out of it? No. We now start to look as ingrates. We look as though we're ungrateful for the things that happen to us the times we least expected it. Because trust me, except you want to be an ingrate, there are many things that happen in your life at times you least expected. Except we want to deceive ourselves. And I don't know who this message is for this morning, because you might be close to committing suicide because you feel you've not achieved the things you want to achieve, or because you might be in debt and you feel, oh, it's the end of your life. Please don't commit suicide. Be easy on yourself. You need to pamper yourself. You need to tell yourself, yes, I failed. Can I learn the lessons from my failures? And can I be easy on myself even when I fail? Because you see, most of the lessons you learn in life are not the times when you succeed or you hit that goal. Are the times when you do everything but you still fail. Those are where the most important lessons are in life. And that most important lesson is the fact that most of these things are not in your hands sometimes. And nobody sums it better than a Fuji musician. I'm going to be very funny this morning. Saheed Osupa, that sings in the songs that, let me try my Fuji voice, that says, Ọlọ́run ló ń ṣohun gbogbo, ẹ̀dá kò lè máa tiraka. Ọlọ́run ló ń ṣohun gbogbo, ẹ̀dá kò lè máa tiraka. So what it just means is, it's God that does everything. You just really put in the effort sometimes. So maybe you should be easy on yourself this morning and just, despite the failure, tell yourself it is well. And shower a lot of love on yourself that you truly deserve, and not beat up yourself too much. Because I'm sure there are many of you that at the start of December, you said to yourself that, oh, this is December, it's the end of the year, probably nothing will happen, I've just failed myself again this year. Maybe you shouldn't beat yourself too hard. Maybe it's time just to take a back seat and tell yourself, yeah, those mistakes you made were intended to happen. I know a lot of people have a lot they want to talk about on their minds today. Please, I beg you, and I want to beg you in advance, if you call me for any other thing apart from this message, I'm sorry, I will not take the call. I want people that want to unbundle, that want to relieve themselves, that feel that they've been too hard on themselves. And they feel it's all their fault that things are not happening in their life. Those are those that want to call me this morning. Please. Please, I beg you. If you don't have anything relating to the message, I beg you in the name of God you hold dear, or any other thing you hold dear, please don't call me. (0818) 099 1991. You might probably be somebody out there that is beating yourself up so much about this year, and things that never worked out for you were totally your fault, and you want to unburden. You want to share the burden you are carrying. I tell people the biggest prison in the world is mental prison. Some people are just mentally incarcerated as we speak. They have the weight of the world on their shoulder because they feel it's their fault. They feel it was all their fault that they lost that business this year. Probably was for a better thing. That's why you lost it. Probably was for a better opportunity to come your way. That's why you lost it. Because if you had kept that business, maybe it will not lead you to thinking deeper into something better. Oh, the business folded up. Probably was for you to be able to see that there was a bigger opportunity. Most of the greatest innovations in the world have been done in the time of the greatest pain. So maybe you should just look inwards and deeply and understand the fact that it's probably not from you. It's probably not for you. So let us talk this morning. 0818-099-1991. You can also call that number on WhatsApp from wherever part of the world you're listening to us from. 0818-099-1991. That's the number to send a message to. But as we introspect this Sunday, I think it's time and it's important for you to free yourself and free your mind. Some things were meant to happen for some other things to be able to happen in your life. And part of some of the things that were meant to happen, for bigger things to happen in your life too, are disappointments. Nobody says it's going to be a rosy time all your life. Nobody says it's going to be a sweet experience every day. There are going to be many experiences that are going to be below par. There are going to be sad days. There are going to be days you don't feel like it. There are going to be days you don't feel your best. And trust me, you might be in that position now and not feeling your best and beating yourself up. But that's why I'm saying, do not take it out on yourself. Probably that disappointment was meant to happen. Yeah, you lost somebody. You tried all you could. You know, when my father died, I felt I tried all I could, but probably it was just only time for him to go, so that another transition in my life will occur. That's it. Hello, how are you?
Good morning, Mr. Anthony.
Bless you, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Kevin. Okay, I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Great to have you, Kevin. Talk to me this morning. Is this message for you?
Yeah. It's a bit of a life story. While I was younger, I think 16, I got a scholarship to study abroad. And all throughout the scholarship, I was scared that they were going to kick me off. I was like, how are you going to make everything so that they don't kick you off? I got down there, I was on the first, I was doing everything, read all day, work all night, and then all of a sudden, you woke up one morning and said that they're not paying our school fees again. And it took over a year coming back just to realize that, okay, look, there's no option. And then starting uni from beginning all over again. And then finishing uni and then having NYSC tell you that, oh, we never had you in our books. That you have to wait for one more year before you do NYSC.
Wow.
But it's it's all part of, I don't even know what it's called, say whether that's the special Nigerian grace, you know.